Soma Nami Books is a Pan-African bookstore that my co-founder and I founded in 2021. And it grew from a book club. A couple of years before that, in 2018, it started as a book club, and then it evolved into this beautiful bookstore. We focus primarily on African literature, that's writing and books by Africans for Africans and the African diaspora. We also focus on books written by other people of color and particularly women. My name is Muthoni Moirore. I am a bookseller. I am a literary advocate. I am a cultural curator, and I am the co-founder of Soma Nami Books, which is this beautiful space that we are currently sitting in. Soma Nami Books, as you can tell, it's derived from a Swahili word, Soma Nami, which translates loosely to read with me. And what that means is that this is an invitation for a lot of people to come and read with us, discover new literature, discover new countries, discover new stories with us. It's our open invitation, and we think that it really resonates with our audience. It resonates when you say Soma Nami. A lot of Kenyans know what you're talking about. I think it's probably people who are not from the East African part of the world who are like, oh, what is Soma Nami? But for a lot of East Africans, people who are Swahili speakers, the second you say, this is Soma Nami, they're able to tell that it's an invitation. It's about reading, right? Because just in the name itself, there is that aspect of reading.
I came to know about Soma Nami when I was looking for a book that I've been looking for a long time. And you know how Instagram ads get curated for you once you Google search. So no, Soma Nami popped up, and I'm like, yo, it's next to my house. So I have to bump into the store, and this is me. And I'm impressed by what I'm seeing, and I'm definitely making it a home for me because I have so many books, and it's a good place to build up my African library.
The Soma Nami experience is a brand tag that we're really proud of, and that is the experience that each and every one of our readers, our clients, our customers, our stakeholders experience when they walk through the doors of any Soma Nami branch. From the minute you walk in through the door to the minute you leave, we want people to feel like they have been nourished intellectually. We want people to feel that they've been in a room, in a space that is welcoming, a space that sees them, a space that embraces who they are and their identity. That is the Soma Nami experience. Our books are very intentionally curated. Like I said, we have books from across the African continent. All 54 countries are represented in this space. And that means a lot of African stories. A lot of stories, but that we find similarities in. As Kenyans living in Kenya, we're able to draw similarities and parallels from so many other people from across the continent. We also really focus on, our clients and our community engagement. We love when people come in and we talk about books. We have a fantastic team of book lovers and booksellers who, will engage our customers. We'll talk about books. We'll offer awesome recommendations. If you ever want a recommendation of an African book, you need to be at Soma Nami Books. So that is the experience that we try to give our clients. That's the experience we try to give our customers. And it's something that we hold really dear, that when somebody walks in, we want them to really leave feeling that they have engaged in a conversation, or a thought has been sparked in their mind, and that is going to further fuel them to want to do something, change the world. You never know. That is the Soma Nami experience. The future for Soma Nami looks really, really, really bright and really big. We have just recently opened our second branch in the neighborhood of Ngara, a neighborhood that is undergoing really tremendous transformation, and we're really, really excited to establish roots in that part of the city. But generally, the future for us and what we've been pushing is we've been pushing for more Africans to be able to tell their stories and tell their stories in a very dignified manner, and for people to also consume those stories. I mean, everything begins at home. And for a long time, we've been Western looking. We've been reading books from across the world. And it's interesting when people walk in here and they get really surprised at the number of African books that we have, because that is not the norm. So the future looks like this being the norm. this is the new normal. This is the new normal in African writing. This is the new normal in literature consumption in the continent, and that is us embracing ourselves, embracing our stories, embracing our identities, embracing each other, and finding space to hold each other, in grace and in kindness. So the future for Soma Nami looks like it's going to be all-encompassing, and I cannot wait for what the future will bring. As Soma Nami Books, we hold a variety of events, from author signings to book readings. We have a monthly book club that has now grown to almost 2,000 members. I can wager that that's probably one of the largest book clubs in this country. And we meet on a monthly basis. We have been doing that consistently for the last couple of years. And every month we will pick a book from a region of the continent, because we like traveling through the continent, through the books that we're reading. And so we'll pick a book from a different part of the continent, read that, and then converge on the last Saturday of the month in either of our branches, whether it's at the greenhouse or in Ngara, and have a heart-to-heart discussion, have an engagement. If we're able to, we'll also loop in the author that we're reading to engage the book club in conversations. We host book launches here. We host authors who want to spotlight their work, or even just books that we're really passionate about and we feel that we need to get this particular book to a lot of readers. So we host a lot of events within our spaces. We also host an annual book fair, which is really, really a fantastic thing that we have done now for 2 years running. And that is a book fair that we usually host here in Nairobi. It's called the African Book Fair. And the intention of that is also just to keep pushing our message of read African, read your own stories, discover how vast and how different and how similar the continent is, which is such an interesting dichotomy if you think about it. But that is usually the purpose, and also just to spotlight a lot of African and Kenyan authors, give them a platform to showcase their work, give them a platform to showcase their books, and also engage in conversations. We have some really intentional and engaging panel conversations that we usually do at the African Book Fair, and it's also a fun place for lovers of books to come, engage, read, pick something that you wouldn't, meet a friend that you had met online. It's such a fantastic 6-day extravaganza that we've hosted for 2 years now. And we are hopeful that we're going to keep that going for very many years to come. So you are most welcome to visit us at Soma Nami Books, whether it's at our branch in Ngara or at Greenhouse. We have curated our spaces so intentionally, and that means we've created social spaces where people can come and have a seat, have a cup of coffee, pick a book from the shelf, sit down and read. That is part of our experience, and that is something we're really, really proud of, because not many bookstores, at least not in this city, where you can actually go and sit down and have a coffee and engage in conversation and do your work. So that is something that we're really proud of, and both our branches have been curated in this really special and intentional way to make it very welcoming. Another really great feature of our store is that in both our stores we have this fantastic wall of fame that is right in front of me, and what that is our way to honor the people who've come before us, the writers, the thinkers, the movers of our times, and even before us, the people who we look up to, the people who we feel have shaped what this continent's literary landscape looks like. And so we have a wall of fame where we feature very specific authors that are dear to us as the Soma Nami family. And yeah, we'd love you to come and look at who we have up on the walls at both our branches, and find a book by one or two or all of them, and read that.